Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another Route 24 video. This is some more of the Disaster Report 4 DLC. So as before, if you haven't played the main game yet, I would go ahead and do that first. You can also check out our playthrough in the channel. If you don't want to wait until the game comes out, either in English or you just don't want to buy it and play it in Japanese. It is February now in the game, so we're back with, I guess, some more walking around town to see how things have changed. So our first option here is we're back at Hiroko, which is like where we started. So we can say that we're here to see Akemi-san. The second one is like, so we're back because we're kind of like concerned, or we're worried about the guy who looks like Kazuma Tomoya, which is the guy who tried to like sell us into like slave labor or whatever. So that wasn't cool at all. That wasn't fun. And I guess we would be back here because we're worried about it. I don't know. I wouldn't personally. I mean, a guy who kidnapped me and pointed a gun at me. I wouldn't want to seek that out again. This third one is like we came back here looking for clues about President Kirishima and his company Bestora. Cause we were at like that weird staff party, and that reporter, I guess, like gave us her business card, and it was like, oh, if you have any clues, let me know. This one is like we're here to look for Hiroko and try to make her go back home. I guess we kind of ran into her, and then she was like, oh, it's all my fault that Higa Sensei died, and then I don't know. I guess it's February now in the game, so she's been not home for quite some time. At like three months at this point. I don't know how I would survive for 3 months without just wandering around. This fourth one is like I came here thinking that I want well, I didn't get a reward from Akemi-san, so I just kind of came here. It's kind of a greedy thing to say, but whatever. And this is like I came here without any purpose. There's nothing. I don't know. Akemi-san maybe? It's a very strange reason to come to town. I mean, because keep in mind, like, we don't live in the city. Like, the main character doesn't live in the city, so he came all this way just to see someone who he's not. Like, we're not like dating her or whatever, so it's kind of a weird thing to do. But all right, we'll see how she's doing. It's not. Just points at us and runs over. Okay, so here's our reward, I guess. And it's Valentine's chocolates, that's cool. Did you know that we were coming? Like, or did you just have that on you this whole time? Anyways, so she's like, why did you come here? So we can say, number one, we're kind of looking into Kirishima and his company. This one's like, I'm looking. Okay, that's kind of creepy the way that I translated it in my head, but this is like, I'm looking for a high schooler named Yamauchi Hiroko. So this third one is like, I came to get asked by you to do something. Like, I want you to give me something to do, I guess. And then I'm just like, I don't have any purpose. I'm just kind of wandering around town. Wow, I actually don't know. I came for you to give me something to do. Okay, never do that again. She's telling us to like work at her store. Okay, she's kidding. Okay, so she's like, I don't have anything to give you, but if you go to like Azami Station, maybe like there's a lot of people there, so there might be a guy or a person, I guess, who has something for you to do. You just head west from here. Also, we're hungry, so let's go ahead and eat some food, I guess. Good thing we have our super huge. We bought 2 of these. Why would I? Wait, did I just eat? Oh, never mind. It's not. We didn't buy 2 of them. It said size was 2, so it took up, I presume, 2 slots of something. We also could have had the chocolates, I guess, that she gave us. So the last time we were here, it was like December. It was like Christmas time. More or less the same, but a lot less Christmas and a lot more boring. February in Tokyo is a super cold time of the year. I think it's the coldest month of the year. It's just like, it's weird. It's like a humid kind of cold, so it's like not really snowing. It doesn't snow all that often in Tokyo, but just the humidity kind of makes it colder than you think it would be. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't think there was anything in there. West. Also, I'm thirsty apparently. Okay, let's just... I don't think I bought a drink. I didn't. That's fine, whatever. Oh! Don't mind me. Alright, so there's no Christmas tree here. Just bump into everyone. Okay. What is this guy doing? He's looking up at the business building. Office building, I think we would call that in English, but... What, are you impressed by it, or like, what's your deal? So like, I want to work in a big company like this one day. Well, how old are you? Okay. So this is, what's this? So a guy who's like being like, pressured or something, and then a person who's like this lady, I guess, is giving him a hard time. What's your deal? No one remembers our car? Oops. And she's just like, oh, I won't let you, like, say that you forgot. Our car, like, went somewhere, so we'll do something about it. I think this is a couple that appeared in the main game. I think they were in by, like, the ferry area. Like, I remember a couple there talking about a car. She was like, oh, you can't leave our car here, or whatever. I guess they did leave the car there. I think we should probably just go back to the park, because there's really not a lot going on here. Just hop the railing here. Wow, this old man is still here. We came here in December, and he was like, hey, and he was still here, and then we were like, hey, you should maybe get a job or whatever, and you just, I guess you didn't get a job, did you? It's just like, oh, it's good weather. Yeah, I guess. I guess he didn't follow my advice, but that's fine. Oh, this is, hey, this is the guy that we saw, before by the Italian restaurant, so I guess he did finally make his way over here. Alright, so this guy is like, you are... Oh, have we met somewhere before? Okay. So, like, in December, like, on that snowy evening, you asked me for directions, I guess? This one's just like, we met in... Now, I'm not sure, like, exactly how to pronounce this. This is like Shutojima? Tomisakashi? Like, we met there? No, I'm just guessing at this point, but I think that's referring to older games in this series, maybe. But yeah, so it's like, oh, we met in those places. And this third one is I actually don't remember you all, but I do remember him, and it's this top one here. All right, so he's like, that's right. I asked you about how to get to Asagawa Kosaten. And then this one's like, we can introduce ourselves and kind of ask him about him, like his deal. And this one's like, actually, I don't have anything to do with you. I'm just gonna leave. Okay, so it's like you tell them your name, and then you kind of explain that you were here during the big earthquake in July last year, and since December you've just been around. He says, "Oh, is that so? Looks like you've had it rough. My name is Sudo Masayuki. He is a reporter at, I guess, a newspaper." We have another option here. He says, so why did you have business at Asagawa Kosaten? Like, what did you want on that snowy night? He says, last summer, in the earthquake, I heard that my friend passed away, and I went to go and give flowers. I really wanted to go earlier, but I was overseas and I actually couldn't go right away. Okay, this is getting longer. A lot longer than I expected, but okay. This third one is just like, were you close to your friend? Okay, so I met my friend during the big earthquake in, again, I'm not sure how this is read exactly. I think it's Shutoshima, maybe. So I met my friend there. Oh, it's the teacher. So he says, yeah, she was a high school teacher called Higa. So I guess he must appear in one of the earlier games. So I got like a message, or I was contacted by her younger brother. This is, you can tell him that you kind of like met her. You met Higa sensei. So you explain that you met her in July last year, and you kind of like everything that went on with her and her students, and the time that she passed away. And that you also met her her younger brother. He says, is that so? Oh, she was so that her, like, Higa sensei was protecting her students, and then he's like, oh, that seems just like her. And then it says while saying that, he kind of smiles sadly, and he kind of has like a pained look on his face. Haruhiko? I think that's her brother's name. Haruhiko, must have been really hard for him. Wow, this goes on for quite some time. So this is like, so what? Is there some kind of connection between the newspaper and then like another related publication, like a weekly publication? I don't know where this is going, but so he says that the weekly publication and the newspaper are so the publication is like published by like the newspaper, so it's like, I guess it's the same company. Okay. And then this is like, I was asked something by someone who works at the weekly publication, Honda Suzuko? Probably, that's how you read that. This is the reporter that we met at the staff party back in the other part, when she was like, "Oh, do you have any dirt about Kirishima and his suspicious activities?" Let's see here. So you explained that you were asked by the reporter, and you're like, you're looking for some information about the company. And then he's like, "Oh, Honda said that? I'm actually her, or she is actually my kohai, so I guess he was working at the company before she was." And he's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry about that." And then he says like, "You, you shouldn't really get involved with her." I don't really know what that means, but he's like, "You shouldn't really get involved with her." Like I just don't know what to do with her. Like she's asking like people, outside the company. I don't know why the game is like breaking up this whole conversation in these multiple choices when it could just go in one super long conversation, but I presume that's just like, if you, the player, you super don't care about this, you can just leave halfway through, but... Okay. So then, this is like, we can ask him about like, well, what do you think about the company? So he's like, yeah, that's definitely strange. I do think that's strange. But I don't think there's any, like, specifically about the president or the company, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with... Hold on. So it's like a double negative here. So he's like, I do think it's definitely strange, but in regards to the company itself or the president, yeah, I don't think there's a problem with them exactly, just kind of as their own entities. But he's saying also that Honda, like, she might maybe be onto something. Like, she's very very certain that something's weird here. So at that time, I guess there was a lot of people that left the company, and those people, like, maybe they hold some kind of grudge against the company. It's possible maybe if you talk to them, you can maybe get some information out of those kind of people. Oh boy. Okay. So why did you come here today? Okay. You might be aware of this already, but back during the big disaster in July, there was like a human trafficking thing going on in the city. There's an organization like running that. He was like gathering information, I guess. So he went to like the country, like their home, I don't want to say their home base, but like their let's say their base of operations, because I can't think of a better translation right now. But he went there to gather some information, and like connected to that, that's why he came today. And he's saying, okay, well, now I have to leave. I'm glad that I was able to meet someone who met Higa. Try not to get too involved with Honda. And then saying that, he stands up, and I guess he uses his cane to walk away. So that song, by the way, that was playing in the background, I've never heard it before, but it definitely seems like it might be like a theme song in one of the earlier games. Okay. So that old man is still here, but he's talking to... Okay, so this one says... Okay, this is interesting. It says the old man is talking to that guy who looks like Kazuma. So we can eavesdrop on their conversation. Not very stealthily, but we can go and eavesdrop on them. So the guy who looks like Kazuma says, Kawamura-san? Like, you know, what do you think or whatever. And then this old man, who I guess apparently is Kawamura, says, even if you ask me, even if you say that to me, there's nothing that I can do. Please understand, Kazuma. And then Kazuma, well, it says the guy who looks like Kazuma, but then it's like, in brackets, it's like, oh, well, it looks like it's actually Kazuma. And then he says, well, in any case, I don't think that this is over just yet. I'll be taking my leave today, so I guess he's gonna just go. And then he leaves. And then this is like looking at those two, I think, or sorry, looking at those two like towards Kawamura-san. Okay, we have a bunch of choices here. So he's like, oh, you can ask like, are you acquaintances with Kazuma? You seem to be like friendly with Kazuma. This is like, it looks like that guy named Kazuma was threatening you. And this is like, oh, like that Kazuma, like that guy, like he's definitely like not a great guy at all. He's not a good guy. I don't know, like what was it? Okay, we can be like, do you know him? So we're asking him here, like, do you know him? And then he says, yeah, we used to work together, okay? So this is like, whoa, what do you mean, like, used to work together? Does that mean... Oh boy, that's a lot of options here. Okay. This first one is like... So... Kawamura-san used to be in, like, the human trafficking business? Is that what that means? This one's like, no way. It's like an old man like this, like... There's no way that he's... Kazuma must have like threatened you to force you to work with him. This fourth one's like, oh wow, like I guess this old man is like a lot more evil than he looks. Like he's actually like a super bad guy. Like, so I guess getting laid off by your company must have been a lie, huh? And this one's like, whoa, human traffickers get laid off? And then this one's like, you were actually, your past job was a human trafficker, wasn't it? And this one's like, no, like I'm this is getting out of hand. Like I'm imagining way too much. And then I think this might be breaking the fourth wall. It's kind of like you just kind of pick a safe option. I don't know. I don't want to be like, hey, you used to be a human trafficker. That's a weird thing to accuse someone of, especially if you don't really know that much. I wouldn't recommend it. Does that mean you used to be a human trafficker? Okay, so he just says like, oh, I should be going, and then he stands up. And then he stands up and then he leaves. And then okay. What was that about? This epilogue is opening more questions than answers. Okay. Super weird. Okay, so I think... So there's no one left in the park. And we already talked to Akemi-san. And she was just like, oh, head west and look for someone to give you work. A very strange thing to say, but... I guess we can do that. Let's just head west, I guess. So this is the direction for Azami Station, but it's actually pretty far, so we should probably take the bus. Sure. Here's the bus stop. There's a thing. Oh, I thought it was a thing, but it's just a very shiny handrail. Oh, just that guy bumped into me, so. I guess we're just getting on a bus here. We have to imagine it using our sense of hearing. So the bus came and we got on the bus, and then that's it. That was fast, kind of. I guess that was in the ballpark of 20 minutes, so that's in the same That's about how long the other parts are. Let's go ahead, let's take a break right here. I think there's only one left. One part, I mean. So when we come back, I guess we'll finish this, so not super long. I guess it's a nice short pace. Go ahead and let me know what you thought. Leave a comment down below. You can follow me on Twitter. And if you have extra time, you can check out the channel. If you like Japanese games, hopefully you'll find something else to enjoy. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again. Take care.